Good morning, Lieutenant Smith, Lieutenant Jones, Lieutenant Hernandez. Thank you all for being here and being on time. It shows a lot about your character. I'm looking forward to having a very productive meeting with you today. As you know, I'm your captain. I've been here for a couple of months now, and during that time, we've had quite a bit of activity on fire scenes, and we've been able to do our job and get out there and do what we all like to do. As you know, as your captain, it's one of my roles is to make sure we are properly trained, we perform well, and we do a good job. We uphold the mission and vision of the organization, and I'm responsible for your safety as well as protecting the lives of property and people that live in our jurisdiction. And to that end, we've kind of dropped the ball a little bit the last couple of months, and that's why we're here today, is to talk about it, how we're going to put together a plan that by working together, we're going to get us back to where we all want to be. Now, I don't know how much I've told you in the time that I've been here, but as a lieutenant, I worked in many positions, including training officer and district supervisor in fire prevention, and like a lot of you, as a rescue company officer Station 16. Now, my time here, I've been observing what's going on. Part of my plan is, when I came here as the captain, is to get to know everybody a little bit better, measure your strengths and weaknesses, and then together come up with an action plan that we're going to work on. So the primary reason we're here today is to talk about fire protection systems. As you know, this is the lifeblood of many buildings that are engineered. It's really the way that we maintain the safety of ourselves and the citizens that we protect. Now, more specifically, regarding the life safety systems and the issues that we've had the last couple of months, the district chief and myself are really not happy with it. And specifically, is we had a system where there was a lot of smoke, generated $10,000 of damage, yet the alarm didn't go off. We need to find out why that happened and how we can prevent that from happening in the future. We also had one, and this one's really under our control, is there was a lot of foliage blocking the connection to the supply line. It delayed, caused a big delay. And again, this is something none of us can be prideful of and happy about. And then lastly, there was one where we couldn't find the shutoff. And it led to a lot of water damage in a furniture gallery, multiple floors, $10,000, legal issues, and media issues. And that's not the scrutiny that any of us are going to be happy with. Now, in today's meeting, I'm going to ask you if you could please hold your questions. I feel comfortable. I'm going to address all of your questions. And we're going to leave here with an action plan we can all work on. And then I have to present this to the chief. He wants a written report on his desk by the end of the next shift. So I'll be putting this together with your help, giving it to the chief, and making sure that we're all accomplish this. So I look forward to working together on this plan. Now, in the time that I've been here, I have gotten to know you a little bit. I know that Jones, you're a very senior lieutenant. Smith, great job that you do here every day. Also very senior with 12 years. Lieutenant Hernandez, you've got a lot of time on rescue, a lot of EMS experience. I know you know your EMS inside and out, working as a nurse off duty. But one of my goals as your captain is to coach, mentor, and guide and bring you along. I want all of you to be my replacement in the future when I leave the station. So let's start working on the issues that we want to address. Let's start first with the issue with the alarm that didn't go off. And Lieutenant Smith, I'm going to assign that to you. Lieutenant Smith, I want you to review our SOPs, our policy and procedure manuals. I want you to get the IFSTA manuals that we have here in the station. And I want you to consult with the Fire Prevention Bureau. Now, the fire marshal is very busy. He can't come out and help us, but he can give us some technical guidance if we need it. So reach out to the fire marshal's life safety office, and let's start getting a list of the buildings. Let's make a list of all the buildings in our territory, and then we're going to have some school skills and drills. We're going to do this over the next 3 shifts. I want you to start with coming up with all the buildings that are in our territory. We're going to do 1 building per day. We're going to go out and make sure we know where the systems are. We make sure that we know how they're functioning, so that in the future, if these things were to happen, we know how to adjust a little bit more quickly. Lieutenant Smith, do I have your commitment to work on this?
Yes.
Good. And we're going to put this together. I'd like to get something in writing tonight, so I can at least start preparing the outline for our plan to the district chief. And again, your task is to get this done in the next 3 duty days. Lieutenant Jones, you're the senior person here, and you, by virtue of that, have the most knowledge of the territory, of the jurisdiction. I'm sure you know the buildings inside and out. I can probably tell you an address, and you'll tell me the color of the building. You tell me who lives there. Now, I'm going to tap on that. It's very important that we take advantage of our senior people here. So what I'd like you to do is, again, get the list that Lieutenant Smith is going to be getting from Fire Prevention, and I want you to identify all the buildings on our territory. And what we're going to do is, whenever we have downtime, as you know, we have 4 companies here, so we'll split this up between the companies. And the busier companies will get fewer, the slower companies will get more. But we want to go to every building in our jurisdiction. Now, this one is going to take a little longer. I'm assigning 60 days to get this one done, or the next 20 shifts. But we want to make sure that we've addressed every building in our jurisdiction and there's no overgrown Siamese connections. And then I want us to create a book. And we're going to have a book here in the station. And we're going to have every address that has a Siamese connection. And then now we're going to set up a system. We'll split it up amongst the 3 shifts where we quarterly go out and inspect them all. And we make sure that they're all working. You could all agree with me that if this was your building, you'd want the fire department to make the connection right away. So picture that. Picture you being inside the structure, smoke billowing out, and the fire department's outside and can't make a connection. You can all agree with me that that's not acceptable, right? All right, Lieutenant Jones, do I have your commitment to work on this plan?
Yes.
Excellent. Lieutenant Hernandez, I saved the last one for you because it's also very, very important, and we're going to use this as a developmental tool to get you up to the level that the other experienced and seasoned officers are here. Now, for you, what I want you to do is, again, get the IFSTA Essentials book and also get the IFSTA Fire Prevention book. And through that book, I want you to look at methods to control water flow. In addition, I want you to get the salvaging book and start looking at things like water chutes, judicious use of salvage covers. In addition, sprinkler wedges, tongs, shut-off lines. So your plan is going to be over the next 30 days. We're going to have the first 3 days over here with Lieutenant Smith, and then in that time, you're going to be doing your homework, and then we'll start with your plan. Lieutenant Jones' plan is ongoing for 60 days, but yours is going to be shift day number 4 through shift day number 10 after today. And we're going to go through and we're going to set up some school skills and drills. So the first part of the schools will be to bring out some of the equipment, bring out some of the literature that we have on our SOPs, make sure all the firefighters are up to date on it. And then each duty day, we'll keep adding to that. We'll bring out different mechanisms. We'll do some water chutes, some water covers. We'll make sure everybody's aware of how to use sprinkler wedges and things of that sort. Do I have your commitment to work on that one?
Yes.
Now remember that you can always reach out to the training division. You can reach out to me. I'm going to be coordinating the plan. Now, we're always faced with obstacles. We have a lot of run load. We can have people call out sick. One of you may be out sick or maybe have vacation that day. So I'm going to be the fill-in. Anytime that one of you are off, I'm going to fill in. So I'll be the contingency plan. If we get busy and we can't get out there, I'm going to call the district chief and ask for out of service time. You know, the chief is just as concerned as we are about staying in service, being able to respond to calls. So we may have to be judicious there and maybe sneak in 15, 20 minutes here and there to get our tasks done. But by doing that, I'm very confident we're going to do that. Now, I appreciate the fact that I asked you to hold the questions and you did. Does anybody have any questions at this time?
No, sir.
All right, very good. So this is a very complex issue. It's an issue that, quite frankly, I'm responsible for. I have been here for 2 months. These things occurred under my watch, and it occurred under your watch. And it's our responsibility as officers to make sure I'm holding you accountable. It is your responsibility to hold your firefighters accountable and your driver engineers accountable. So I'd like to review and summarize some of the things that we talked about today. The reason that we're having this meeting today is I've observed some actions and behaviors, and again, I'm responsible for them regarding fire department connections and fire department protect fire systems that have not worked appropriately. In my tenure in the department, again, working in various divisions, I do have experience dealing with these issues. And I've had some meetings with the district chief, and he wants an action plan in writing by next week outlining what we're going to do. So I've assigned each one of you a task. Lieutenant Smith, you're handling the first issue, which is where the systems didn't activate. And over the next 3 shifts, you're going to give us school skills and drills on that, and making sure that we get to our buildings so we know how to deal with these types of problems, how to overcome these problems when they happen. Lieutenant Jones, I've assigned you with the foliage issue, the fact that we couldn't find some of the connections, and I've assigned you because you're the most seasoned, most experienced person here. And it's incumbent upon you to train us people that are a little less senior than you. I don't have as much time as you have on the job, and I would love for you to share that with us here. Your plan is going to be a 60-day plan. And again, our contingency is to ask for out of service time or for me to fill in if you're off. And Lieutenant Hernandez, you are our most seasoned EMS officer, but we need to get you some experience on the suppression side. So I've tasked you with water damage, shutting off water lines, doing salvage, and your task doesn't start until the 4th duty day. You're going to run day 4 through day 10. And again, school skills and drills, we start here in the tabletop, we move out to the apparatus room, and then we're going to go ahead and do some drills out at the training center and possibly acquire some live structures where we can work. Now, I like everybody to have their initial draft of their plan to me by next shift. I'm going to start putting that together. I'll put the final touches on it. I'm going to share that with you, make sure we document everything, and then I'll be presenting that up to the district chief. Now, I need you to present this out to your members. We're going to document everything, put everything in our target solutions, into our training profile, and we're going to make sure that every firefighter in our station is fully aware of what the expectations are. We meet the mission and vision of the organization. So with that being said, again, I thank you for your attention. If you have any questions, please feel free to call me, email me, but I need to get your information so I can put the action plans in place and submit that to the chief as per his request. All right, so let's get out there and have a safe shift. Let's enjoy the rest of our tour, and let's start sharing this information with our firefighters out there. Thank you very much.